Okay, let's look at this problem, 623A. One of the things it's asking you for is to calculate the store's gross profit under FIFO and LIFO. Of course, to calculate gross profit, you're going to need to know sales, how much was sold, and it kind of tells you how much was sold. And you also are going to need, you'll notice too that the sales amount, 110,000 units for 860, it's the same under both plans. The sales revenue doesn't change when you change inventory methods. Uh, and then it asks you for FIFO and LIFO. The key thing here is we're trying to get cost of goods sold. However, as part of this hint and tip, I want to go ahead and do ending inventory as well, because it could have just as easily asked you for ending inventory in addition to cost of goods sold. And even though ending inventory here isn't really, you're trying to calculate cost of goods sold, I just want you to know how to do both. Once again, like in all our cases here, what we want to do is set up our rectangle. Please remember that the rectangle begins with the beginning balance. So we're looking at December, but we come in with the beginning balance of 1,100,000 units at $4. So let's go to our familiar stress-reducing rectangle. There's 1,100,000 at $4, right there. And then the rest is just the cost layers, 30,000 at 210 and 65,000 at 120, 210, 120. Let's look at FIFO first. Remember LIFO, if you want to preserve your life, you have to keep your head, so you keep the top under LIFO. But in FIFO, you're keeping the bottom as ending inventory. We know if you religiously put in your beginning starting amount and add your purchases, this will give you on hand. So this is how much the most you potentially could sell, because you can't sell something you don't have. And then this is the value of it, which is just the sum above. So you know you need to keep 1,085,000. We know we sold 110,000. The problem says you sold 110,000 units. So this is the most you could sell. You only sold 110,000 units. So the difference between that and that is the 1085. And remember, in FIFO, we keep the bottom. Now, this is not enough to be 1085. The sum of these two is not enough to equal 1085. So you have to split it. You have to look at 30,000 plus 65,000, which is 95,000. And if you take 95,000 minus this, which is what you need to carve that out of that first layer. And that's what I'm doing here. You notice that I'm taking 30,000 and 65,000, subtracting 1085, and coming up with 990. Notice I haven't changed anything. All I did was take this 1,100,000 at $4 and split it into this. Notice this is still the same and this is still the same. But I'm splitting this so that now this amount is the 1,085,000. So you have it nice and neat here. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. I was looking down here at something on my spreadsheet. This splitting lets this be 1,085,000, and you get the nice neat amount here, which gives you ending inventory. Now, of course, this problem is not asking you for ending inventory, but it is asking you for cost of goods sold. And cost of goods sold is 440,000, and you notice we match here on FIFO. Let's switch over to LIFO. Same exact problem, same exact rectangle, same amount sold, same amount kept. The only difference is that LIFO keeps the top. So if you're keeping the top, you notice that this is too much, right? 1085 is a smaller number than this. So to simplify our lives, we're going to carve this into two pieces and see how we split it here into two pieces. Kept everything the same, still $4. We just split the units and we split it into 1085, which is how much we're going to keep, right? And then the rest is here under cost of goods sold. You'll notice that we keep in LIFO this top layer and declare it ending inventory. And then this layer here that we carved the second layer out of this. Notice 1085 and 15 is 1,100 million or 1,100,000 is cost of goods sold. Okay, and then this matches what we have here for 201. Your numbers will be different because all these problems are algorithmic. But I want to show you that again, what can really help you when you're solving problems like this is create your rectangle. Okay, create your rectangle and then ask yourself, am I keeping from the top, right? Am I going to keep ending inventory at the top like LIFO, or am I going to keep it from the bottom? And of course, the inverse, the other side would be what cost of goods sold is. Uh, the splitting method, the biggest thing it gives you is it lets you kind of clear up. If you're, in this case, FIFO, keeping from the bottom, 65 isn't enough, 30,000 isn't enough, but you need another 990,000 to make it work. And LIFO the same way, except LIFO here, you notice everything fits in here, but then you have leftover. That's cost of goods sold, so just split this into the pieces you need. You know you need to keep 1085 at the top, so just keep 1085, and then the difference, throw it into cost of goods sold. I just wanted to give you this hint because, again, FIFO and LIFO, it's a practice thing, doing it over and over and over again until it becomes second nature. It's not something that you like just get or just don't get. You have to basically trudge through it and do lots of examples. I hope you found this useful.